Hey everyone, I think I'm live. Facebook's been acting a little weird recently. Okay, so today we're talking about creating twice the results in your business with twice the ease by growing your business and essentially creating strategies and finding solutions to problems from the right side of your brain rather than the left side of your brain. Oftentimes in life and in business, when we encounter a struggle or some kind of stuck place, we are literally looking to get unstuck and for the solution, for the answer from that place of stuckness. And then what we end up doing is we end up recreating more of the same. The thing you want to keep in mind is that your brain, but specifically the left side of your brain, is literally a problem. It's a problem solving machine. It looks for problems and it looks to solutions to those problems. So the left side of your brain is steeped in problem focused thinking. When we are looking for solutions from that perspective, when we're looking for solution from that left brain, every solution, every answer we come up with is steeped in problem. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go a little deeper with this, and I'm going to show you how to shift that and go from left brain thinking to right brain thinking. Right brain thinking is literally infused with creativity. It's infused with flow. It's infused with possibility and ease and flow. And the solutions, the ideas, the answers we come up with from that side of the brain creates all those things is steeped in. It creates more flow. It creates more joy. It creates more ease. It creates expansion. But before I go there, I want to introduce myself. Hi, welcome. Glad you're here. In case you don't know me, I'm Ilsa. I'm a dog mama, a spiritual nerd, a tea junkie. I'm a licensed psychotherapist in private practice for almost 20 years, and I'm a business growth alchemist to other fellow highly conscious spiritual entrepreneurs. I'm the founder of the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, where I essentially help clients go from best kept secret to well-known and well-paid expert, and to confidently fill their schedules, their practice, their programs, their retreats. No guessing, no stressing, no draining launches, no complicated sales funnels, no wasting the whole day away on social media. I use my simple four-step client overflow formula to get them to the goal that they want to accomplish. Welcome. Let me know what you do in the world. I would love to know what your gifts are, what your purpose is, what you're sharing with people in your work. And for you today, I've got 2 free gifts. So the first gift I've lined up is my Client Overflow Quiz and training. I essentially created this amazing quiz that takes you through my entire Client Overflow formula. And then I created a training to go with it that takes you through all the steps. What this quiz will do is it's literally going to give you the entire blueprint to creating a successful business and attracting clients. And it's going to help you figure out what you need to focus on to get to that next step in your business. So if you would like that, just put overflow in the comments and I will message it to you. And then the other thing I have lined up for you is I want to invite you to get on a chat with me and brainstorm together on how to successfully live your purpose and share your gifts with a lot more ease. If in your soul, in your gut, in your inner knowing, you know that you're done being overlooked. You know that you're done hiding in plain sight. You know, or something in you knows that you should have more clients, that growing a business, making a decent living should be easier than it is. It should be more enjoyable than it is, that there has to be a better and simple more simple way to share your gifts, then I want to let you know that you're correct. There probably is, and I would love to chat and brainstorm with you on what that might look like for you. So you can comment brainstorm or click the link in the description of this live if you want to chat with me, sit for an hour for free and figure out what that might look like for you. All right, let's get started. So as I stated in the intro, often when we encounter an issue, a problem in our life or our business, we use that issue to be the catalyst to change. So we encounter something, we decide it's a problem, we look for a solution. And that makes absolute sense, right? Like that is totally logical. What that also means is that every change we make, every shift we create comes from the root, the seed of problem, of resistance, of struggle. The point is that for many of us in business and in life, when we're creating or shifting things, we're doing it from a place of being reactionary, from a place of being on the defense, from a place of what we don't want. So we have a couple sales calls and they don't go well. So our reaction is to change our messaging or the questions in our calendar based on what we don't want. We have a bad experience with a client and we change our program or our delivery to protect ourselves from having to experience that in the future. Again, we're making a change from the place of, I don't want this. We get a few people who say, I can't afford it, and suddenly we're lowering our price. Or we start talking in our content about the value of investing ourselves and all of that stuff, essentially speaking to the very people we do not want to attract. So there's nothing wrong, obviously, with learning from what's not working and learning and tweaking based on our own experience, obviously. But we have to make sure that the shifts that we're making, the changes we're making, the solutions we're coming up with, don't come from a place of no. That they don't come from a place of lack, from a place of frustration, from a place of confusion, from a place of constriction and misalignment. We want the changes we make, we want the tweaks we create, we want the shifts, the answers, the ideas, the solution we come up with to actually come from an inner yes. We want them to come from expansion, from excitement, from joy, from being so clear, so aligned, and so excited about who we are, what we do, and what we want, that the next right step for us is aligned with that energy, essentially. Because you can't create security and joy from a place of fear and frustration. You can't create abundance from a choice that is made in lack or in scarcity. You can't create expansion, growth from constriction and contraction. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't work that way. When you create something from constriction, from contraction, from lack, from scarcity, you're literally putting that seed in the solution, in the idea, in the change you're coming up with, and you're going to water that seed. Well, you can't plant, I don't know, a pine seed and end up with an oak. Love pines. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with pines. It's an example. You have to make sure that the solution, the shift, the change, the transformation that you come up with, the idea you cannot come up with, comes from the seed that you want to see root and expand. So when, and this goes back to that, you probably heard this, our friend Einstein, who said you can't solve a problem from the same level of thinking that created the problem. When we do that, when we're stuck in being stuck, and we're coming up with solution and answers and shifts and changes from that energy of stuckness, we're literally coming up with a solution with the same level of thinking that led us to the problem to begin with. When that happens, over time in ripple, long term, we're going to end up right back in the same place. Again, if you plant a seed of a pine tree, you water that seed, over time when it comes out and it starts sprouting and coming out as a little tree, it's going to be a pine tree. You're not going to ever end up with an orange tree or a lemon tree or an oak tree. So we want to make sure that the solution that we come up with, the trick, is to literally, when we're stuck, to ask questions and to look for solutions from the opposite energy of being stuck. So don't ask questions when you feel stuck, when you're in a struggle. Don't ask questions that are about, how do I get unstuck? How do I stop struggling around this? Because that's still caught up in the energy of stuck. That's still a seed of struggle, right? You want to ask questions around joy, around ease, around alignment, around flow. You want to ask questions that literally move you from left to right side of the brain. In your case, it would be like this because of the mirroring of the camera. But you want to shift your brain to start actually being aligned and open to creativity, to flow, to trust, to excitement, to joy, so that the solutions you start coming up, the ideas you start coming up are steeped in that. When we leave left brain, problem-focused mind, and we start shifting into possibilities, we start shifting into expansion, then we are entering real true genius, real true creativity. That's when you start thinking of ideas, of solutions, of answers, of strategies that are literally no longer steeped in being stuck and in struggle, and they're a next level of thinking. So Einstein would approve. You're literally stepping out of the old way of thinking to look for solutions in that next level of thinking. So left brain problem focused answers and solution tend to be stuck in memory, like in the old stuff, in the way we've always been doing things. They tend to be stuck in logic, in linear thinking. These tend to be stuck in limitations and all the rules that we've put on ourselves and that society has put on us. Questions that are based on expansion and possibilities, they emanate from creative flow. They emanate from non-linear, expansive, right side of the brain thinking. And the answers are steeped in possibilities. Oftentimes, these answers can seem a little scary. They can seem a little nonsensical, maybe even a little weird, like this is something new that you've never considered before. But in the grand scheme of things, they actually allow you to get out of yourself and to get out of the box that has created the problem to begin with. So expansive questions bring us back to our true self. They bring us back to being fully alive, being fully aligned with creativity, being out of the rules, out of the limitations, and being in expansion, in creative flow. They reconnect us, this right brain thinking, these right brain questions, they reconnect us with our innate wisdom. And they help us find answers and forge a path forward that is absolutely and completely aligned with who you are as a human being, with your soul, with your passion, with your purpose. And essentially, they allow you to create something, to create a business that totally honors who you are, to create marketing strategies that totally honors who you are. I'm looking at my notes, seeing what I'm missing. I don't want to repeat myself because I will get talking and then I will actually say a lot more already. When you step into right brain thinking, you expand yourself. when you start asking questions like, what would be easy here? What would be fun here? What would be something totally different here? What would create joy for me here? And you're literally stepping into that right brain. You expand yourself, you expand your energy, you expand who you are being. When you expand yourself, literally, you expand what becomes possible. You expand the type of solution, the type of answers you find. You expand the actions you take. When you do those things, you expand your results. And oftentimes, you expand your results with a lot more ease, a lot more fun, a lot more trust. When we activate that organic state of flow, because that's what right brain thinking is, it's flow. It's flow, it's limitless. When we're activating that, we enter the current of life. We literally start having access to and being aligned to creation itself, to infinite possibility, to literally something much bigger than ourselves. So the answers, they're yours, they come through you, but they are also given to you from beyond yourself. When you're in left brain thinking, you're stuck in the box of you. You're stuck in the box of society. You're stuck in the box of your history, of what you've learned. You're stuck in the box of your limiting beliefs. When you start shifting to the right side of your brain, you're literally in alignment with the organic flow of life and with everything that's possible, and your creativity comes on board. And you, like, it's like literally a different part of your brain lights up, and you start having access to your own innate genius that you didn't know was here. From that place, you create a life and you create a business that is filled with passion, that is filled with abundance, and that nourishes you, nourishes your soul. It feels right to you. It's not always easy, and it doesn't always feel good, because sometimes it's asking us to stretch beyond our comfort zones, but it always feels right. It feels aligned. And when you do that, joy, ease, flow, alignment, trust, abundance becomes the guiding light, the underflowing current of everything you do. And it becomes what you start seeing and receiving in life. So I'm going to give you a few questions here, and you can use those to help you get from left brain thinking into right brain thinking, and to leave the old and step into the beyond, step into the new, step into the fresh, step into what's next. What we focus on expands. So if you're focusing on being stuck and struggling and left brain logic, linear thinking, then you're going to expand that. You're always going to find your way back to that. When you move to a different way of thinking and you move to joy and ease and play, then and abundance, you're going to track that, and you're going to actually find your way to that. So what we focus on expands. So this question, what would you create if passion, if creativity, if ease, if flow were the foundation, the guiding light, the currency for success? If that was the guiding light in your business and in your life, what would you do different? So that's one question you can ask yourself to shift. Here's another one. If you ignored what everybody else is doing, if you stop listening to everyone's advice or guidance, including your own coach, your own healer, your own guide, therapist, whomever, and if you simply turned within and followed your own inner guidance, your own inner light, your own joy, and your own desires, if you only answered the questions I'm going to give you from a place of expansion, of trust, and of creativity, how would you answer these? So remember, you've let go of everything you think you know, everything everyone's told you, and you're coming back totally to you. You're coming back to your own innate knowing. You're coming back to your joy, to your trust, to your expansiveness, to your own creativity. What would you change from that perspective in how you're living your life or running and growing your business? That means, what would you get rid of and what would you do more of? If you were coming from this place of flow, expansion, trust, play, fun, freedom, how would you share and market your sacred work and attract clients? Like, what are the thoughts that come to you that would be fun, that would be creative, that would feel exciting? Who would you really want to work with? Not who you think you should work with, not the problems you think you should solve, but like, what's got your heart? Like, who would you really want to work with? What kind of problem would you really want to solve if you were completely from a place of play and expansion and creativity and trust? And what would you want to change with your offers, with your delivery, with your pricing to maximize flow, to maximize fun, to maximize ease and freedom and joy for you? No one can answer these questions but you, because you're not trying to grow a business for me or for your coach or for your clients. You're trying to grow a business for yourself. And if you don't love it, it's not success. I don't care how much money you're making. And if you're not making enough money, there's a good there's a good chance that the reason you're not making enough money is because you're not actually fully in love with it. And so something in you is sabotaging it. Something in you is holding yourself back, because something in you doesn't want to grow a business that's not fully aligned with you, that you're not fully excited or in love with. So this is the invitation. Whenever you feel stuck, whenever you're struggling, don't look for the answer from that place of being stuck, from that place of struggle. Don't look for a solution from the same level of thinking that created the problem, as our friend Einstein asked us. You want to find your way out of struggle internally, out of constriction, and enter expansion, enter excitement, enter flow and creativity, enter joy, essentially the right side of your brain, and then look for what comes to you as a solution from that place. Look for the ideas, look for what comes next, look for what you want to do, and then trust that and move with that, even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sometimes I'll be stuck in something and, I'll try to connect to like my expansion, my creativity, my flow, just be at ease. And what I'll get is go for a walk. And I'm like, great, that's not at all what I wanted. I wanted a solution to how I fix this. And I'll go for a walk, and as I'm walking, a real clear idea will come through. It's like something in me knew that I needed to move my body, that I needed to walk to be able to receive that creative flow. So whatever's going to work for you to get you out of constriction and contraction and tightness and fear and scarcity into sovereignty, into trust, into flow, into joy, into play, into alignment with what you desire, not alignment with what you don't want. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that was helpful. Let me know. Let me repeat my two gifts, my two invitations I have for you. The first is my Client Overflow Quiz and training. So essentially, this is a quiz that takes you through my Client Overflow formula in detail, asking you questions so you can get a real sense of what you're not doing, where you're stuck, what you're missing. And so you know exactly where to focus on to start attracting more clients. And I created a training. It's like, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that literally takes you through each phase and gives you some ideas of how to get movement and flow in each of these phases so that you know exactly what to do to get unstuck. So if you want that, and it's something I'm really proud of, I think it's really great, just put overflow in the comments and I'll send it to you. And then the other invitation I had was for you and I to sit down for an hour, totally free, and to actually brainstorm and figure out how to create your own unique path to success in your business. So if you know you're ready to expand your result, expand how you're feeling, expand your visibility, just get more clients, more authority, more money, more ease and flow with the process of sharing your gifts. I know that that's what I want. So I'm assuming that everyone wants that, because soulful and highly conscious entrepreneurs are all about freedom. We want to impact the world, but we don't want to have to abandon ourselves in the process. So I would love to invite you on one of my business breakthrough brainstorming sessions, where I'm going to look at everything in your business and figure out where's the knot, where's the kink in the hose that's keeping the flow from happening. And it's basically a full hour of you and I partnering together to figure out what's getting in the way and exactly what are some of the shifts you can make right now to start attracting the right clients and make your first or next six figure with a lot more ease, without having to get burned out, without having to sacrifice yourself, without having to give up your freedom, your joy, or any of that. So together we'll just create a roadmap and figure out like what to do to create a business you absolutely love that nourishes your soul as well as nourishes your bank account, because we also need to be making a good living so we can keep serving. So if you want to do that, you can just type brainstorm in the comments, or you can click on the link in the description of this video. And I think that is all I have. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. I'll talk to you soon.